Hey guys, my name is Heather Stott, and I am currently pursuing my master's degree in educational technology with the option of school library media. For one of my courses, EdTech 5203, we did various assignments throughout the semester, and we compiled it all into a wiki using wikispaces.com. This video is going to give you a tour of my wiki I created. So first, we're just going to start with the home page, and this is it right here. It says welcome to my wiki, and it's a little bit biography about me, really short picture of me as well. I'm just going to go down the line over here on the side, the navigation. So these are a little bit out of order of how we did the assignments, but it organizes them alphabetically on the side. So first we have the Chapter 10 questions. There were 5 questions, and I just copy and pasted the questions and then typed my answer in below. This was really about assessment and how to use assessments. I'd never really thought about online assessments. One of my favorite things I found was the clickers. I remember using clickers in high school and some in college, and I felt like those were a really good way to assess students quickly. It also gave the students a chance to see how they're doing without actually having to speak out loud and answer a question and feel embarrassed if they get it wrong. They just simply push the answer on their clicker and it pops up on the screen. This is a great way for teachers to see how their students are doing and if they need to go back over a certain lesson or if they can move on. It's just a great assessment tool and a great way to implement technology. So yeah, here's the 5 questions and my answers. Next we have digital collaboration. This will make more sense whenever I go down to do my lesson plan, but we created a lesson plan, and then the next assignment was to incorporate either Twitter or Google Hangouts into our lesson, and I chose to do Twitter. I'm actually going to skip this for right now and I will come back to it. Next we have fair use and copyright. I chose to use Powtoon. It's a website where you can create videos. Mine is about fair use, and I embedded it right here so that you don't have to open a whole nother link. You can just hit play. So yeah, there's a cute little song with it. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this. I thought Powtoon was a really cool tool that I found. I plan to use it in the future in my own classroom someday. Next, we have the lesson plan I was talking about. I chose to do a social studies lesson for 3rd grade and up, and this is a lesson plan using internet tools. So we had to use 3 different internet tools that we had talked about throughout the week. So I have my standards and my materials. My materials were all students would need a computer with access to internet. We would be using pictochart.com, imageafter.com, and wordle.com. They would also have encyclopedias or other nonfiction books on famous people from history. The goal of this lesson is for the students to research a person from history, and they would organize their information they find in 3 different forms of media. They would have an infographic, a word cloud, and a collage. They would use Pictochart for the infographic, imageafter for finding pictures for their collage, and wordle.com for making their word cloud. Then I have my methods down here and a little evaluation down there. So back up to digital collaboration, I then put Twitter into my lesson. After the students present their presentation to the class, the students will then use Twitter to tweet 10 different things that they learned. It would be from 10 different students' presentation. They will be expected to use professional tweeting, so they will have to check their spelling and their grammar, and there will also be a designated hashtag that the students will put at the end of their tweet. This is a good way for students to be able to look up what other students said, so they can click on that hashtag and see what other students said using that hashtag. The teacher can also click on the hashtag and check and make sure that everyone did their tweeting and used the hashtag appropriately and had the correct spelling and grammar and everything. So I think it's a great way to implement social media into the classroom, and it was a really cool way for the students to kind of reflect on the lesson instead of just writing a paper or saying something that they liked about the lesson. It was a really cool way to have them organize it all on Twitter. Next, we have my reflections. Each week we did a discussion post in our class, and I just compiled them all onto this page. So we had like week 1, and I put question and then put my answer down here. I really liked doing the discussion posts because it made me stop and reflect on what we were learning about that week. We had 7 weeks, so I have weeks 1 through 7 here. I really liked week 5. It was the different tools, and so I got to look up different tools, and these were actually the 3 that I decided to use for my lesson, and then this was one that I used for my video I created for fair use. So I thought that week was really cool because we got to really look at some websites and evaluate them. Next we have our Survey Monkey. I really liked this assignment. This was probably my favorite assignment from this class. We were to make a survey using surveymonkey.com to evaluate the technology tools that we used in that lesson over here that I showed you. Here's a link to my survey, but I also copy and pasted it here. The format is a little bit different whenever I copy and pasted it. Normally students would have been able to check things or type in boxes down here, but it did not copy and paste over right. So I did 10 questions, and I started off with just having them rate which one they liked in order: picture chart, Wordle, image after, and Twitter. Next, I had them decide how easy it was to navigate and create an infographic. I asked if they'd like to do another infographic. This one was check all that apply. They liked using Wordle because, or maybe they didn't like using it. They could put other and then type in their answer. I would also probably show them some other word clouds and ask them which website they prefer: Wordle, Tag Exito, Word It Out, or if they find another one they like. I asked if they thought image after was useful or not, and if no, what would they suggest to improve this lesson. Here was another check all that apply. They felt like Twitter was, and then they would answer which one they thought, or they could type their answer. Then I asked them their opinion on using social media in the classroom. They agree or disagree. And then I also gave them a chance to provide any other comments about the technology tool. I really liked creating this survey. I definitely want to use this tool in my classroom someday. It's a great way to get feedback on how your students enjoyed or did not enjoy the lesson, and it can definitely help you improve on your lessons. Finally, we have website evaluations. For this week, we were to find 8 different websites and evaluate them using the Schrock guides. I had never heard of the Schrock guides before, and it was really cool to read about those and learn how to evaluate a website. Before, I would just click on one and be like, sure, this looks good. But now I know how to actually go through a website and decide, is this actually a good website? Is it going to be useful in my classroom? Is it credible? So for my 8, I decided to do the first 3 on the topic of animals. These were all geared towards younger kids, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. I found some really great websites. I've also found some not so great ones. The next 3 I chose to do were about biographies. Students were doing a biography project. And for my final 2, I decided to do space and solar system. I liked this assignment. It was lengthy and it took a little while to weed through all the different websites and type up an evaluation, but I definitely think it was a really good exercise and helped me learn how to do that so that I can use it in the future. And that comes to the end of my wiki. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you can use it for your benefit in the classroom someday. Thank you for watching.